going on with y'all? Customers TV back here with another video, and today I'm going to be answering the question I've been getting a lot ever since I started cutting hair, ever since I started YouTube. How much can you make being a barber? So to break this video down, I'm going to break it down to the starting off, what you can expect, then when you actually get clientele established, and then my tips on what you should do to grow faster and make more money cutting hair. So yeah, let's get into it. So when you start off, more than likely you're going to be cutting like your brothers or cousins or your close friends. That's how almost everyone starts. So that person that you start off cutting, they might bring you a few extra people and it just kind of snowballs. That's how you're going to get started most of the time. Most of the time that's how it's going to begin. If you're already in a shop with like developed clientele, you might pull in clients that come into your shop. To be honest, usually people around my area, they usually start around $10, $12. You might get 3 people a week at the beginning, and this extra $30, it's cool and all that. But what you want to do is when you first start developing clientele, when you first start getting those people in, I don't care if it's your brother, your cousin, or what, you want to take it to social media and show people how you're different. Whether you're making videos of the haircuts like a lot of barbers do on Instagram, as you can see, that draws in clientele. Or like if you post a haircut and it's clean, that's going to draw in clientele. When you first get started, that first month or two, don't expect to be making like $300-400 a week, because to be honest, a lot of people don't start like that. You want to keep a job or some source of income, and then that's an extra $30-40 a week for you. During that process where you're making that $30-40 a week off them couple of people, you want to be taking advantage of them haircuts, posting them on social media, spread around word of mouth that you're cutting. And like I said, it's just going to snowball the more and more you market yourself. When you first start off, don't really expect over $100 a week, to be honest. After you start getting people rolled in, that's when it kind of just starts adding up. So moving on to when you get clientele established, like I said, when someone starts bringing in more people, then people are going to bring in more people. It's just going to start to snowball. But when I actually started getting clientele developed, which basically is spread around school that I was cutting and just got a lot of people from school coming to me, I was pulling in probably about $400-500 a week from that. It was straight money. But then I started switching to appointments. I started getting more adults and I started centering my clientele more towards them. That's what you kind of want to go after. They're the ones with established income. They're financially stable. They're not going to be asking you for favors, handouts. Can I get a free cut? If you can get some adults in your clientele when you first start off, that'd be great. I was cutting 10 to 2, Monday through Wednesday, Thursday through Saturday. I cut 9 to 4. 9 to 4, 10 to 2, and I would cut about 30-40 heads a week. So to keep it short and simple, I was bringing in about $1,200 a week. No shows take off an extra $100-150. So that takes me down to about $1,050. No matter where you are, you're always going to have them. Those type of people you want to get out of your clientele. So if you gotta tell them, hey, I can't cut you no more, do what you gotta do. Looking back now, I felt like I should have charged a fee, or how to talk with those people like I can't cut them no more. That'll hold you back depending on how strict you are with no-shows and stuff. The more I cut, the more strict I started getting with the no-shows. I just cancel their appointment as soon as they book. Cause I would have some book 2 or 3 appointments and never show up. So I would just cancel all of their appointments. And they knew what was up. They knew they didn't show up. You're not showing up, I'm not making money, I'm gonna cancel your appointment. So boom. When I started doing that, it went up to about 14. I can honestly say that you can expect over $1,000 a week if you're cutting at least 30 hours. At least 30 hours, depending on how fast you cut, you could expect more. You could be a different type of barber. Say you want to grind 60 hours a week. You want to be in the shop from morning to night. You could be pulling in easily $2,000, depending on how much your area charges, depending on how much work you want to put in. I'm trying to get you to understand it is not as simple as, oh, you'll make this much, because prices for haircuts vary, the amount of work you put in varies, the amount of people you cut, how fast you cut. Kind of complicated when you ask a barber how much you can make being a barber. It's just a whole lot that goes into it. So yeah, finally moving on to the tips. Moving on to the final part of this video, the most important part of this video by far is my tips, especially starting off. If you've ignored everything up to this point, this is the part you want to pay the most attention to, bro. Because I promise this is going to change everything. This is going to eliminate a whole lot of problems for you in the beginning. When you start off, of course, you're probably going to start in your house, in your bedroom or something, in their garage. But I promise, when you start feeling like this is something you want to do, you start seeing this as something you can do as a career, you want to go ahead and take that initiative to go to barber school, or even better, if in your area they offer an apprenticeship, go ahead and start that program and get your license. You're already going to be in the shop, you're already going to be making money like you was at home, but you're going to be getting licensed at the same time, paying booth rent, getting the shop filled, and you might also pay a little extra fee for the person that's doing your apprenticeship. It's all going to be worth it, because I promise you the last thing you want to do is get home and business mixed together. Because I'm speaking from personal experience. When people start seeing you're getting money, they're going to start hating. I've done tried to rob me plenty of times. So when you start getting money, you want to get out of your house, because you don't want people knowing you live there and you make money there, because it's just not going to mix. You're going to have people after you. You're not going to want to feel like you got to carry a pistol in your own home everywhere you go just to feel safe, because it's a reason why people separate business from their home life and their family. Because just like drug dealers say, you don't trap where you live at. Moving on to the next thing. Next up is when you start actually developing clientele and get these loyal customers, you want to be as self-motivated as possible. For one, you don't have a job that's sitting here calling you in, telling you need to come to work. You're responsible to be up at that shop to cut their hair. You're responsible to show up on time. And trust me, it is a lot of barbers that still think they can show up whenever they want. But at the end of the day, that's not professional. That's not how you want to do things, because you're going to lose a lot of good clientele like that. You're going to run off a lot of good people, good paying people. Of course, if you get really bad sick or you got a family emergency, your clientele is going to understand. But sitting here not showing up just because you don't feel like it or you wanted to go grab something to eat, that's basically unacceptable. Because especially in the beginning, people are going to be looking at a way to knock you down, bring your business down in some way. You not showing up on time for haircuts is just adding fuel on the fire for them to knock you down. So you gotta push yourself. I don't care if it's a bad day, bro. Everyone has bad days. You're going to have to get up, get to the bag. You gotta develop that mentality. If I don't do this, who is? So get up and get to the shop, go do those cuts, go make that money. So yeah, moving on to the last point. So the final point that's going to make this process a whole lot less stressful is being strict on your hours. Because I promise you, if you do not start being strict in the beginning on your hours and you just start cutting whenever people want you to, you're going to be cutting at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. There's going to be people hitting you up at 3 a.m. saying, can you still cut? Like you chopping. Like no. Like no. No. I got a life too, dog. I'm trying to catch some Z's. Like you're sitting here waking me up trying to ask if I'm chopping. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like we're supposed to be asleep. So what you gotta do is you gotta put your foot down. If you're cutting 9 to 5 and you got somewhere to be at 6, don't try and squeeze in those last couple of heads, because they're always going to make you feel like you're entitled to cut their hair. Oh, he squeezed me in last week, he'll get me in this week. And they'll pop up, hey bro, you can get another one. Like, it's always going to happen. And if you do have a little extra time to cut their hair, charge extra, bro, because at the end of the day, you have a life too. You have stuff you gotta go to, just like them. That party they gotta go to, that event they gotta go to. They'll live without a haircut, trust me. So if they're not trying to pay that extra price, or if you don't have time, do not cut them. Don't let people play with your time, because at the end of the day, if you're letting people squeeze in at the end, they're going to feel like they can do that every week. So just stop that, cut it down in the beginning. Yeah, so that concludes this video. I know it wasn't all about how much you can make, but I felt like I had to throw those in there. They was very crucial points that I needed to add. But yeah, let me know if y'all have any more questions down in the comments. Also, you can add me on my social media. I'll respond back. I'm trying to respond back to all my messages now. Appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, let me know if y'all have any more questions. This is Austin Mars TV, and I'm out.